Hi folks, Talitha here, founder of Life Force Locks. Welcome to this channel. If you're new to the channel, I am founder of Life Force Locks. I am a natural dreadloctician using natural methods to create and maintain dreadlocks. I am also a self-development coach, helping you live a life well lived. So you can check out all the content around coaching and mentorship over at Talitha Jane here on YouTube. Okay, today I wanted to talk to you about the thickness of the dreadlock. Some people think that the wider the base, the thicker the dreadlock. There is some truth to that. I will explain soon. Other people will say it doesn't necessarily matter what the thickness of the base of the lock is as to how thick the lock will become. I kind of sit in the between place because it's a bit of both. So if you want to get a gauge of the thickness of the dreadlock, there's the two things that you need to consider: the base of the section that you choose and how much backcombing you do on the dreadlock, right? So if you want a really thick, massive lock having a solid base, a really thick base, and backcombing quite a bit of the hair to make the hair shorter is going to create a really thick lock, right? If you want a thin lock, obviously a smaller base is going to be helpful, but not necessarily beneficial, because you may find that at the root, if you don't have enough hair, your lock will become thin and it will end up falling out. So you want a medium sized, for me personally, I would recommend a medium sized base and not backcomb the hair up too much so that it becomes really short and fat. Okay, you can keep the lock long and thin by not backcombing so much and using the hook to draw in the hair and obviously palm rolling. So not necessarily true having a thick lock means that you have to have a thick base, right? Having a medium base on your head can also create a thin or a thick lock depending on how much you backcomb the hair. If you want to keep length to the lock, obviously less backcombing is going to be beneficial. But you also need to have enough hair that you can pull into itself so that you can lock it up with your hook, right? So there's a couple of factors that go into consideration when it comes to figuring out your size. When people come in to me and they get their locks created by me, I actually have an example of different dreadlock sizes, and I talk them through how big a section they will need to get their desired dreadlock thickness. Over time as well, you might find that your locks will tighten up. If the lock has been really well created with the crochet hook, so 80 to 90% of the lock locked up, you won't find there'll be too much shrinkage. You'll find that the lock is going to stay that size, right? If the lock hasn't been fully hooked up and it's quite fat and quite large and there's gaps in it, then there will be shrinkage over time, okay? So I went through and I pulled in all of my dreadlocks just after I got them done a bit more so that I didn't lose any, basically so that they were tighter and well formed. And so that's a little insight for you as well if you're choosing to get dreadlocks and trying to figure out the width and the thickness of your lock. Hopefully this video has helped. Do give it a thumbs up. Comment below if you want any questions answered, and I'll do a video on that for you. And share this out to people that may need to know about this kind of information. Go ahead and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Find me on Facebook and Instagram at Life Force Locks, and I'll see you in the next video. Ciao for now.